Alright, let's let everybody know we are live. Turn that on. At everyone, I'm live. And send. Hope everyone's doing well today. I think I know what, let's see what the coloring looks like. Didn't feel right earlier. Don't know exactly what we're gonna do today. I just know we're gonna push through. I definitely didn't want to stream today, so that was like, oh, guess what? You're gonna stream today. Yeah, okay. I don't like that. There we are. Don't know why that's. Been thinking a lot about OCD recently, and what characteristics that in this blue. I don't know what. Maybe that's throwing off some color. I had to wear a long sleeve today. The house is cooler than I want, but it's cold outside. I don't want to run the heater. All right. I know one thing we need to talk about is doing stuff you don't want to. Yeah. Doing stuff you don't want to. That's grammatically incorrect, but that makes you grow. All right. Because I still realized that I have this video that needs to be finished. ID. Not that. I want to try something. Sorry, I'm trying to get this screen around. There's full. So this is even. That's weird. Because there's a gap on this. You can't see this. On this side, over here, to the right of this. And that's. So that means this. Whoa. All right. Okay. If I shrink that, what does that do? How's that look? I think I can work with this. I don't want to get too crazy. Yeah, I think I can work with this. Whoa, that scrolls so fast. Alright, we're going to do the other way. We're going to move this over here. And then we'll move this over here. All right. the country ID. I need to move this back. Yep, I need to move this back over here so I can see. All right. So if you're just dropping in, make sure that you are hitting a comment so I can see and we can talk about whatever you want to while I'm finishing up these things. Hope everyone is doing well today. Cut. I was kind of talking about, I know what video. The customer ID, the country name, and we're summing on the total column. So when we run this, and we're also using I'm gonna cut all these out. I know it seems weird, but it really just tightens up everything. Because watch, I'll show you the difference. The country name, and we're summing on the total. Just speeds it up, makes it really tight. Name, and we're summing on the total column. So when we run this, I'm going to get rid of that so as well. There we go. Let's see what this sounds like. Summing on the total column. When we run this, got rid of too much. There we are. So I'm saying so when right there. Let me do that. Summing on the total column. So when we run this, that was a little bit better. All right, let me save this. Save. Okay, I'm under 2 minutes because I've got to start posting this back on LinkedIn. Starting is the most challenging part of anything. Let's see what this sounds like. And we're also using a order by, and let's get rid of all of this. Do I have a? I want to know something real fast. Yep, I've already done that. Extra. Have I really not done this? Oh, that's a live. Extra. Well, I've done that twice this year. Oh. You're only as good as the extra you do. You're only as good as the extra that you... I did 2 videos within... I guess I've been hung up on that, so I just looked at this. I want to do a LinkedIn video like that. You're only as good as the extra that you do. All right, if you're dropping in here and you're just coming to say hey and you have a question, please ask. I want to try to help give perspective on things. Okay. Let's see. Get rid of this. Delete. Mark. Get rid of this. Cut. Cut. Okay. Oh, sorry. we're summing on the total column. So when we run this, and we're also using a order by, and again, to remind you, whenever you're using an aggregate function, now I'm wondering if I cut this too tight. Total column. So when we run this, and we're also using a order by, and again, to remind you, whenever you're using an aggregate function, whichever columns are not being aggregated, you have to use a group by. And then we're also using our new understanding of order by, and we're ordering by the total, and we're descending. So what we're doing in this query right here, we are finding which countries have the highest order totals out of this table. All right, make sure you follow for more. We run this, and we're also using a order by, and we're also using a order by, and again, to remind you, whenever you're using an aggregate function, whichever columns are not being aggregated, you have to use a group by. And then we're also using our new understanding of order by, and we're order by. That was awful. Of order by, and we're order by. Of order by, Mark. And we're ordering by. Understanding of order by, we're ordering by the total, and we're descending. So what we're doing in this query right here, we are finding which countries have the highest order totals. Which countries have the highest out of this table? Okay. Excuse me so much, everyone. I'm feeling pretty funky today. So we'll get started here. Oh, that's not good. Oh no, that was on this screen. We're good over here. Yeah, which I still don't get why. I don't know. Oh, this isn't. Or is it? I'm curious. This does have everything on the screen. Alright, interesting. I don't know. Is anybody jumping on right now? Where's my mouse? Okay. I'm going to close this. Don't want to eat up too much memory. Yeah, that's fine because that's on Discord. Everybody has access to Discord. If you're not on Discord, you need to go ahead and do that so you don't miss out on anything cool that we got going on. All right. I need to encode this now. Let me see. What does some of that light look like? Ooh, no. All right. No way, the green screen's gone. What just happened? Everybody see that? Something just happened with that was literally my green screen. Something happened with the coloring, the lighting, the hue. I don't know. That was crazy. Alright, the camera's acting weird today. Alright. Let's see. Let's encode this. I think these are okay. What was the name of that? Count versus sum. Oh, I started there and then I went to that. Oh, that's why. I was like, wait a minute. Like, how did I already forget what this is doing? So you can kind of see this. It's already done. Now that I've upgraded everything, hard drive or hard, that was already fast a while ago. It's down here. Get a copy of this. Copy. Paste. There we are. Bring that over here. And this over here. All right. Sorry, so what I'm thinking is everybody when it's fun and exciting, the difference is made after the fun and excitement is gone, and that's what I kind of want to talk. Oh, that gives me, and that's everything. Relationships, when the fun and exciting is done, and then what? And then what? Oh, and then what? Oh, that's a good title. And then what? And then what? That's what I want to talk about. Okay. And what kind of image? And then what? Learning new technical skills. Learning new technical skills, and then what? Learning new technical skills. What There's a there. Hey everybody for coming and dropping in. I'm doing brainstorming. Kind of, if you're wanting to get started, you're seeing the rawness of this start, and then what? So so how this started, this idea, this concept, how to get started in 2025, because everybody wants to do that. But doing like today, I didn't want to live stream. So I knew I had to live stream, if that makes sense. I know that sounds, well, I'm obsessed with counterintuitiveness. So what did I type in there? And then what? Yeah. I learned how to do SQL, and then what? I learned Python, and then what? I could write logic, and then what? Actually, I need to do that video for LinkedIn. But and then what? Just because you know how to build, use a hammer doesn't mean you know how to build a house. Practical practice. Ooh, that's a good one too. Don't know where I want to put all this. Practical practice. Let me just keep making notes here. It's practical, so I don't lose it. Practical practice. That's practice. Okay, practical practice. And then I did the one about the house. Just because you know how to use a hammer doesn't mean you can build a house. Okay, practical practice. Yeah. All of these are good. I know you're dropping in. Sorry, just kind of brainstorming all over the place because these live streams help me, force me to sit down. So that's kind of actually exactly why the live stream is happening today. Because I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to live stream. I didn't want to do this. So I made myself do it. And that's the secret sauce to everything. There is, I love this. If you've hung around me a lot, you've heard me talk about elite forces and the things that they do, and that they're just built different. And the thing is the one thing that is the consensus is they don't know how to quit. There's this one commander, and he gets asked all the time, and he's like, all right, I'm going to tell you what to do. And they're like, yeah, okay. And he's like, all right, you ready? Let's do it then. And he goes, just don't quit. And they're like, what? And they're like, is that it? He goes, yeah. So if it's hard but simple, that's your answer. If it's difficult, if the work is difficult and the rule is simple. If the work is difficult and the rule is simple, that's the answer. That's the answer. I'd love to get that boiled down. Oh, one other thing. Oh, I know. I did this, and I think I actually impressed my kids. Don't listen to the. All right, we've had a few people drop in here. This is the most important about positive development. Don't turn a success into a failure. All right, so while we've had some people drop in here, please hear me on this. Don't overpromise. Don't overpromise. Don't overcommit to yourself. This isn't just work. This is life. So don't try to accomplish more than you can in a day and turn that day into failure. this was the turning point that I made for myself, and for me to have better days. This was the simple rule that I lived by. And it was this internal battle. I was turning successful days into failure because I was like, I didn't do enough. Didn't do enough. Well, that day was 10 times better than the day before. So do not turn a success into a failure by over-committing, over-promising, and just being unrealistic. That's another one. Realistic. And if you're new here and you're like, this guy can't type, you're 100% correct. Well, spell. So yeah, all right. So here's a bunch of slides. There's a bunch of videos for LinkedIn. But if you really want to, just don't quit. Yeah, just don't quit. Yeah, just don't quit on yourself. That's the real trick. Just don't quit. And that's unbelievably hard. That's actually, everybody tries to find a solution other than this, and it's like when I get asked all sorts of things, what do I need to learn, and I get asked that question 100 different ways, and there's no other answer other than you just have to do it and you can't quit. And they're like, but what if I do this? All right, just do that and don't quit. And that's what I've similarities between, yep. Similarities. That's not it. Similarities. That's not it either. Similarities. It is yes. Similarities between technical learning and jujitsu. I can't ever spell jujitsu. You'd think that after almost a year and a half. Gee whiz, this has been a year and a half. It has been a year and a half. I can't spell jujitsu. There we go. Similarities between technical learning and jujitsu. All right. Okay. Any questions so far? Thanks for jumping on and hitting the like button. I appreciate it. I do these to try to share an impact that everyone has struggles and everyone is working through something. And so you can see kind of behind the curtain. Because if you watch my other videos, it's like, oh, he just throws this up and it's messy. Life is messy behind the curtain. And when things are presented or things are built or after they're built, but while they're being built, they're messy. And that's good. That is really good because it's getting battle tested. There's a line in Sun Tzu, and people misunderstand this all the time. And it's I could split this up a lot, but the line is, and all the words matter here. You put battle tested warriors on death's ground, and they will find a way to succeed. So all of those words there are very important. So then if you ever heard don't ever back anybody into a corner, derives from that. Because they will attack. But battle hardened. So it does not say put anybody, and that was misunderstood. That premise was misunderstood, and they put people, non-battle hardened people, onto death's ground, and they got slaughtered. And people are like, this doesn't work. Well, they misunderstood the instructions. Battle hardened, truly battle tested. So what you have to do is you have to increment and become slowly battle tested. So you have to have numerous of these, numerous successful days, and they have to be successful, artificially successful, truly successful, however you need to feel. And then you make the next day more challenging, and you make the next day more challenging. So success is improvement, and success is completion. And you just have to improve. What did I learn today that I didn't know yesterday? What uncomfortable thing that I did? Oh, here's one. Let me share this with you now that we've had some folks drop in. Please hit the like button. So let me tell this story of what I did yesterday. So I battle with self-confidence all the time, all the time. So I reached out to someone on LinkedIn, and I called it a 1%er, where I wasn't expecting them to respond. So if they did respond, I was ill-prepared. Well, guess what? They responded, and they said, what do you have in mind? And I had no ideas. So that's one thing that I learned yesterday, was that I need to I'm usually prepared. Be completely prepared. Prepared for it to go well. So if I would have gotten that meeting, if this individual would have said, all right, cool, let's jump on a call and pitch me everything that you want to talk about. I had nothing. I was not prepared for them to respond. And that is complete, and I've probably lost that opportunity. But being prepared, here's a perfect example. Now, also, I'm trying to glean as much from that as possible that I'm learning. So one thing that I know about me is if I fail, I just learned something. So this is important. I used to only look at this, and I would not look at what could be learned. And I was taught, assumed, however you want to say it, indirectly taught that the failure was more important than the lesson. And it's so the reverse. And then I started seeing other very, very successful individuals talk about what all they learned from all of their failures. And they were like, you could just see that it made them bullet. Like it just was like, it's like this aura around them, this bulletproof, this Kevlar of, you can't hurt me. I've already failed 100 times. And then I became obsessed, and my kids got so annoyed by it. But I loved the quote from Thomas Edison. I didn't discover the light bulb. I removed all the other possibilities of it. So of what it took 10,000 tries, whatever. But if you look at it that way, the only thing left, what is it? All things removed, not Occam's razor. Occam's razor is improbable. However improbable. But along the lines, I'm starting to mess that quote up. But failure is the removal of a possibility, if you think about it. It's like, just don't do it that way. So you just learn. So squeeze, love, hug, and squeeze the failure. And just, because the failure is a tool, is a battle hardness. It is just full of a lesson. And it can be utilized for all sorts of things: emotional protection, lifelong lesson, everything. And if you look at it that way, you'll be utterly shocked of how more emotionally mature you'll become. Wise. I guess probably in the last 2 years, it is slowly started to feel like wisdom. It's really kind of weird. It's really, what is this? Chat rate, views. Sorry, I was just looking at concurrent. They added a new slide on and I do not have, okay, I like that. I like that one. All right. We're talking about, squeeze the failure for all of the lesson that can be learned. That's a good one. All right. Any questions so far because I know what it feels like, because being overwhelmed of how to get started, it is overwhelming, because you're looking at the whole thing. And if you do that, it's literally if you look at the whole project, it is literally the epitome of getting lost. Can't see the forest. What is it? Can't see the forest through the trees. Yeah, now I need to look that up. Can't see the forest. Let me see. Someone is so focused on small details or minor aspects of a situation, they are unable to understand a bigger picture. You can't see the forest for the trees. I guess I convoluted this. And I guess those are interchangeable to me, because you can't see that's a book. You can't see the management is a journey. Oh, and I got a registered trademark. Don't know if I can actually. Oh, maybe I can. All right. So, and then you get focused on the forest and you can't see the trees either. So I guess that goes both ways. So if you look at, I guess if you zoom in and you just see this huge blob of forest. Yeah, how about we go the other way? So you can't see the forest through the trees, and then you can't see the trees through the forest. Because breaking things up into small bites is, because for me, I didn't know what I was learning when I was in school, and I couldn't, because I kept worrying about the grade at the end of the course, and it was too big and it was too overwhelming. And I really learned this on my last project that I did for work. And we broke it down into the smallest of tasks. And what that did is that enabled a realistic and accurate timeline. Because what people don't talk about, realistic is accurate. This is what they mean. This is what they say. Be realistic. What it really says is I want you to be accurate. Same thing about communication. Yeah. What it really is. And I've been really focused on this one, and this is going to take me a minute to do a real video, but I want you to, let's take a step back here. So all of these things and me just talking, and haven't had any interaction on either Discord or, if you are new here and you are unaware, there is a link to a Discord. Oh, we just had some people join. That's interesting. Let's see who just joined. SM Deep 64. Very cool. Yeah, we're your member 339. So I appreciate you joining. I assume you're in the live stream. You may be watching, or you may be on other videos, but I will assume that you're here. But if you are new here and you are just new to this channel, there is a Discord link down below in the description. And we have members all around the globe. That's probably one of the coolest things that I think about this community. And somebody's always on. So if you have a question that you're like, hey, I'm stuck on this, don't know exactly what to do, but let's just kind of talk about this for a minute. You can motivate yourself, and that's what's so interesting. And I highly recommend recording your thoughts, even starting a YouTube channel, because be very careful of why you're doing it. Be realistic. But wow, just kind of went over. But yeah, I say this to new students at jiu-jitsu all the time. Be realistic. Because if you have unrealistic goals, these go hand in hand. They're the same fingers. They're the same fingers on the same hand. Don't turn. Let's say you've knocked out, if you're looking at this, a programming side or a data side, or a managerial side of an audit, or you designed an audit, or however. It goes into taking care of yourself, being realistic, but really is you become more accurate, and people want to interact with you. You become, things you say get done, things you say happen, and you can do a moonshot goal. That's okay. Don't confuse. I think we have a couple more people joining. Awesome. Theodesa, maybe. Awesome. Glad to have you here. Now we have 300. Hang on. New member, 340 members. Very cool. I think that's the fastest we've had members join. Had a few live streams where we've picked up 5 or 6, but never that close to each other. All right. So realistic goals. Back to the project management. So there are so many aspects of building products that don't get talked about enough, and they don't paint a story of what you're going to be doing. There's a whole other piece of project management dealing with, I don't know if you've seen the memes of AI is going to take over, and then it's like, are we still going to need to gather requirements from a human being? And it's like, yes. And it's like, our jobs are safe. Because that is very hard for a non-technical person to get their idea out of their head. And that takes a skill set in and of itself. And I've spoken about that a long time, or a lot, not a long time. I've only been talking about it for probably 6 months. But because I'm trying to wrap my head around how to explain this and how to help both sides, because it can be very frustrating to be on the technical side and you're dealing with a business partner who just wants this out of their head, and they're becoming frustrated. So then the technical partner is becoming frustrated and they're not making any progress. It's like, no, that's not what I meant. It's like, well, that's what you said. Well, that's not what I meant. And do you see how those two sentences are not the same? So a visual is so important, and a storyboarding. I've been obsessed with the similarities between a movie storyboard, because I want you to think about that. And I thought of it as a waste of time until it dawned on me that you would never build a house without plans. Like, I'm sure when the first person who showed up said, "Hey, I want to build some blueprints so you're able to see this." Why? I just want you to build my house. Well, I've done this a handful of times and it does not go well. And everybody says, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. So let's build some blueprints. And now you wouldn't dare think about doing that. And what's happening is this change of, let's make sure we are getting all of these ideas out. Let's look at some templates. Let's look at some storyboarding of some things and see to make sure what I have in my head of what you just told me are the same. And then it goes, yes, this is close, but can we change this and move this over here and do this here? Yeah, sure, absolutely. We can do that. Now, that's going to cause this problem. That's going to cause this issue. How would you like to resolve that? So you're more of it takes a subtlety of building something, and some technical individuals have a hard time with that, and that's where the project manager comes in and can be a guide as well. But it also helps for you to be a technical guide, because that's what you're going to need to be doing. All right, so okay, I think some folks have dropped off, but let's go ahead and sorry, I got some rashes that I'm dealing with. Let's see. Let's see. Anyone have any questions? They're like, I'm really struggling with, because you need to either, if you want to learn really learn, there's no way around practice. There's no way around practice. You cannot get, and I even like this practical practice. You have to build something. You either have to be solving puzzles or building something. Yeah, build something. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy. I guess I have two somethings. It just has to be something, because you can be mentally active all the time and solving little puzzles, because you're going to build up your little toolbox. Because like I go back to, oh, wait, hang on. Do I have the one about just because you can, yeah. Just because you can use a hammer doesn't mean you can build a house. Okay, good. Let's kind of squeeze these in a little bit more. All right, and then what? Can't remember what I was going to say with that. Shoot. And my watch is yelling at me to get up. All right. So bite size, you're constantly improving, constantly developing. All right. If you don't like these, there may be a secret third option out there that I don't know about. But the reason why, well, here, people say go build something and make sure that it's something you want. Oops. And I can explain to you why that's important. Because you're going to run into a problem and you're going to want to give up. But if you like the project or you need the project, that's going to be enough of a push, enough of a draw, enough of a, I need to come up with the word that I'm trying to say. Enough of motivation. Build something to motivate. Don't feel like that's exactly right. All right, and what do I mean by to motivate? Because you're going to run into a problem while you're building this, and you're on your own. So you need to be determined to motivate, be determined. Maybe that's it. So let's actually talk about this stream right here. Did not want to do it. Was not going to be able to force myself to sit down and brainstorm. But trying to have collective thoughts and share all of these insights. All of these have been in none of these are super new, original thoughts that I've had. I've spoken about these in other videos and other live streams. Some of these on LinkedIn. But maybe that phrase, and then what? Practical practice, maybe. Do stuff you don't want to. Like this. Did not want to do this live stream today because I was just feeling yucky. I was going to go and edit and record, but I really wasn't. I was probably gonna start on my resume and do something, and I wasn't gonna. It was gonna be half-hearted, or as my there's another term that my family uses that's a little harsher, half posterior, but not full effort, and that's when everybody kind of gets lost. They're like, I'm working. Well, are you working or are you working half-hearted? Do I have you? You are only as good as you're only as good as the extra that you do. What was that? Do not have that as a LinkedIn video. Similarities between technical learning and jiu-jitsu. All right. See, now I have so many video ideas here, content to build and go from, and that's just kind of what I'm talking about. Is once you start, there was a masterclass back when masterclass was just kind of getting started, and I'd heard this term before, and I just thought it was made up or something, and it was a very successful television writer, and he was in front of a room of students, and he goes, all right, let's write down the 10 worst ideas, or write down 10 of our bad ideas or something like that. And they all were like, what? Why do you want to do that? And he's like, oh, we just want to get these out of the way. And he was 100% serious. And I thought that was the most interesting thing ever. So when I started making, because I also know if you go back, that might be one of the things we do is go back and watch some of my first videos. Oh, and don't be lazy. That's another one. Don't be lazy. Yeah. That's kind of what I was talking about. People think that they're working, and I'm as guilty of this as anyone. Please don't think. Sometimes I'll live stream and I get something out of it. But a lot of the other times I'm just going through the motions, and that's what you have to be on the lookout for is, am I going through the motions or did I get something out of it? And actually that's dangerous too, because of this. So then lower the bar. Be like, okay, you still did that. What could we get out of it? Could you have done it better? So, and it's like, that was the best that I could do that day. All right, cool. Let's do it again tomorrow. Let's see if we can make it a little bit better. Could we do it better? Could we have done it better? So that's about the only, these are tiptoeing around each other, because you also don't want to berate yourself too much because you did get up and do something when you didn't want to. So that's that really gray area. I don't know, that's probably a longer term, but it's all gray. Be very careful if you berate yourself too much, which I'm guilty of this as completely, because I used to just turn everything into a failure. Now, a lot of it was a straight up failure, but then when I started doing more, I would artificially turn a success into a failure by having unrealistic goals. Yeah. There we go. Let's clarify this. Into a failure with unrealistic goals, plans. There we go. There we go. This is more accurate. Don't turn a success into a failure with unrealistic goals, plans. All right. And then could you have done it better? Then you're like, no, that was really everything that I had that day. Perfect. Let's keep moving. Let's see what we could learn from it. So we could kind of start stacking these. I call this stacking, where we put things together and we try to continue to improve. That's really all it is. And you're emotionally improving or technically improving. Or if you have an awesome day and you do both, woo, that's when you start to become unstoppable and you become this. I like to think of it, sometimes I think about it as a train. Sometimes I think about it as a rocket. Sometimes I think about it like a snowball. I guess a rocket, if it hits something, it could damage the rocket and the rocket could explode. A train, I just think about a train going and plowing through something and just disintegrating it. And then like a snowball, it rolls down the hill and it just sucks in whatever is in its way, and it just becomes a part of them. What it really is. Immersing yourself. Immersing. Let's look up immersing. Whoops. Immersing. Immersing yourself in concepts, communication, what it really is. Immersing yourself in concepts. There we go. Because I started to see that the other day, a while back, a few months ago, reading job descriptions. everyone was talking about good communication skills, good communication skills. Well, what does that really mean? And people misunderstand it. And they think it's actually the act of speaking. And it's not. It's counterintuitive. It's like, if you can't, and you hear this, I heard this, I think it was Albert Einstein, or it may have been Richard Feynman. I'm obsessed with both of those. If you can't explain it to a 5-year-old, you don't understand it. So I want you to think about that. Is if I have to explain this thing, and I have to use very, very high level, high level would be a simple explanation. A very, very complicated explanation, then I don't understand it, because I can't make it simple and bite size. So that means I don't understand it. So I can't explain it. I can't communicate it. So people think, oh, I need to be better at public speaking. Nope. I need to be better at PowerPoint design. Nope. You need to be able to immerse yourself. Oh, and be a learner. Oh, yeah. Be a great learner. Asker of good questions. Asker of good questions. Be a great learner. I need to work on that. But these go hand in hand. It's because if you can ask great questions, so then if you're learning something, you can become a outstanding, if you can immerse yourself in concepts, you become a great learner. You ask great questions. You become a side effect. A side effect of all these is a great communicator. If you understand the nuances of things, you become a great communicator. Because if I understand something 10 levels greater than you, I love the example, because this is what I actually did to improve. Nico, how are you? So what I did to improve my, well, how would we just say it, my comfort level with doing things that I didn't like to do, is I hated reading out loud. I hated it. Hated it with a passion, every fiber of my being, because it triggered everything that I did in school and my stutter in school. So I didn't want anything to do with it. And I was like, well, this is silly. I'm in my 30s and I'm still terrified of this. I've got to do something about this. So I started talking to my kids' school about coming in and reading. And they're not going to turn down a parent reading. So I found a place that would be grateful to have me, and I could get something out of it. So I started going. So if I would stammer and stutter, so if we think about it, if I knew the books really well, then I read them really well. So when I was in school and I was reading, I didn't know the material, so I was cold reading a book. So I was ill prepared for a word that I had not ever seen before. And that's when it would trigger my stutter. So I started going, hey, this is interesting. And then I was tiptoeing around learning Python. So then I started learning Python when my kids, so probably like over the next 2 or 3 years, I stumbled across Python. I was like, you know what? All right, I gotta get better. Oh, now I know. Richard Feynman's definition: if you want to get good at something, teach it. You want to talk about counterintuitiveness? It's like, how can you teach it if you don't understand it? Now that's a good question. So it reinforces. So that's when it dawned on me that graduate students, schools bring graduates right out of school, turn them around and send them right back to the classroom to reinforce, to really cement what they've learned, to force them to reteach it. And that was when I went, oh, now I get it. Now I get it. All right. So let's see. How many videos do I have done? Do I have ready? I did Be Valuable. Did I do Be Valuable? I feel like I did. That's funny. I have as many LinkedIn followers as I do. I don't know who's Saint Tech Media. Who's Saint Tech Media? Digital marketing. Oh, okay. How do you do searches? Can you search for people on Discord? All right. Sorry, a little all over the place. My videos count. Oh, did I not put this in order? Do I have a count video? 1 week ago. Just Be Valuable. SQL data engineering. Ooh, I feel like I know that number. Hang on, I gotta look up this phone number. I need to make sure. Okay, I'm on the other page. Oh, that's it. I know what company that is. Yeah, I knew I recognized it. Okay, I'll call them back. Sorry about that, everybody. All right. Let me look at something. Where did count go? Apparently I have a video that I've lost track of. All right. Is what it is. Can't do anything about it. Aggregate function. I called it SQL aggregate function. There it is. All right. Aggregate function count. All right. So then I need to, what's the next one I want to do? Any questions so far? We still have some individuals hanging out, and seeing as I came through here. Let me see what this is. Let's watch this and see if this makes me throw up or not. Hi, this is Sam. Improving your communication skills. I have struggled with this my entire life, with a stutter, anxiety, any of these things. And it's just kind of dawned on me over the years. It's not the actual communication. I know I'm obsessed with counterintuitiveness, and it's really not what you think. Being prepared of how to handle things. It's the material. So it has everything to do with the material. So I want you to think about this. When I started teaching programming, I did it with a bunch of elementary school kids. So I knew way more than them. So I controlled my environment, and that was when it dawned on me. I just needed to know more than the people I was speaking to. So if I knew it better, it's counterintuitive. Go backwards, understand the material so well, you can answer any question. So when you get asked, you don't care what the question is. You already know the answer. Just focus on the material. Don't focus. Okay. Kind of I covered all, a little bit redundant. Syntax. I need to come up with a list of the names of the video, because then I don't need to lose yeah, I know what I'm going to do. What? Okay. Copy. Duplicate. Upload. All right. Now I want to change this to, wait a minute. Okay, so now I know where I need to make, because I need to make these. There we go, and I need to upload these. So I have 3. I had an idea for the video for today. All right. When you don't want to, if you don't want to, you have to. What I call doing stuff you don't want to. All right. Let's get this going. There we go. How bad does that look with that collar? I feel like it looks bad. Like, why can't you wear one color shirt? How's that? And I got a little flake right there. Okay. All right. How's that? And yeah, that solved the teeth problem. That's crazy. Doing stuff you don't want to. Hi, everybody. This is Sam with Python Basics. So, all right. New year, new stuff, pushing through all of these things. So, if you're new here, thanks for joining us. This is what we do. We do micro videos. So, I've really been focused on some certain key things in my life, and I really want to help everyone out there who's trying to learn and improve themselves, technically learning, emotionally learning, whichever one where you are, which you'll probably notice if you're here, you're technical, but you probably also have a lot of emotional debt too. So let's just kind of talk about it. So I did not want to live stream today. So that was basically went like, oh, well, guess what? You need to probably really live stream today. And it was like, yeah, don't want to. Just wasn't feeling it. But once I started, that became kind of the theme today. And during the live stream, we just kind of sat down here and just started plugging through here. Some of these were old, some of these were new. A lot of them were expanded upon. But this is the secret. Just start. Just start. It's never as bad as you think it is. It's going to go better than you think it will. You're going to get a lot more out of it than you ever thought you would. And if you can share any of this with others, you're going to benefit someone else and you'll get X out of it, 2X, 3X out of it, because then you'll be explaining it. And if you want to become really exceptional at something, teach it. So just wanted to share this video today real quick with you. Just start. And especially if it's something you don't want to do that thing. Just do it. Just make yourself do it. And you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked how much better you feel about it. And you'll just go, wait a second. It really wasn't that bad. And it's done. I've hated to not that I haven't done this yet, and you're just sitting there and you're just going, why can't I do this? And it's really weird. It's counterintuitive. I know it. And you'll be shocked. But just start. That's the magic. If you look, 99% of people just won't start. So you're going to be better than 99% of the people out there, but you're going to benefit yourself. And then where the real magic happens is when you turn around and you share that with someone else, and you're just going to be, you're like, wow, I really feel so much better. And then you just become unstoppable. In the live stream, I use the analogy of a rocket, train, or a snowball going down a hill. You just become unstoppable. So, all right. Make sure you're checking down in the Discord down below. Making sure you're not alone on your journey and you can get all the help that you need and deserve. But as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. All right. Let's see. Did I miss anything in that video? I'll edit that and put that up on YouTube later today. Anyone want to talk about any of these topics right here? Any questions? You're like, how did you figure this out? And it's just doing. I don't know. Well, you get older. I mean, I've been thinking about this. I've been working for, gee whiz, 32 years. And there's just no replacing working. Working on your own, working for yourself, working for others, partnering with someone. Like, how did you do that? Can I come over there and work and just work for you for free and just learn what you do? I mean, I was very fortunate to work for my parents for a long time and just be immersed in them. Now I can't do what they do. Oh, I have so much emotional debt, and I'm so risk averse. But I do feel some of that going away. So I don't know if maybe at one point I will try to do something on my own. It is an interesting thing. Did that stupid blue show up? Come back. Uh-oh. Come on. There we are. I don't know if those of you who were here, but earlier I opened up the blinds in front of me, and you could literally see the green screen for a minute. Like, it just sat there and was like, hey, I'm not changing any of the background. We're going to leave it as a green screen. All right, so I have 3 videos. Let's see. CTE. How do I want to make a CTE? Common table expression. Let's make sure that CTE SQL. CTE, by defining temporary result sets, can be referenced multiple times. CTE allow developers to break down complex logic into manageable parts. CTEs with hierarchy data represents. All right, CTEs. Make them I know I need to get to the insert statement because we just need to do that. So, all right. Improving your confidence, micro success, explain it to everyone. Yeah, that's a good one. Distinct keyword. Yeah, that's another good one. I think people are going to not want to hear that one for a while. If you like puzzles and finding patterns, data is where you need to be. Oh yeah, all right. I think that was from learning at a later stage in life. All right. Let's pick one of these. Doing stuff you don't want to. What would be the next? Self-learning. Yeah, let's do self-learning. Self-taught learner, self-taught. Because you're a learner no matter what. You're self-taught. Learning SQL and Python on your own. Just don't quit. I do want to talk about that so bad. Don't be lazy. Could you have done it better? A great learner. Could ask her questions. I need to figure out a way to rephrase that. Maybe that's a Chat GPT question. Don't turn a success into failure. Oh, there we go. Realistic and accurate. If the work is difficult and the rule is simple, that's the answer. Practical practice. Then what? Between technical learning and jiu-jitsu. Oops. Learning and jiu-jitsu. Be completely prepared for it to go well. Ooh, yeah. Okay, I forgot that. LinkedIn message. Let me do that. I'm like, what does that mean? LinkedIn message. There we go. That'll remind me. That was that took me all day to get over. Which, that's a huge improvement because, yeah. All right. Just don't quit. Don't turn a success into a failure with unrealistic goals. All right. That's 3. I really want 5. I really want 5 videos. And I'll upload them tomorrow. So if I get a start on this. There we go. I need to make, what do I want to make? I want to make CTE. Yeah, I want to make a CTE. Let's do that. Let's record the CTE. So I should probably, how would I do this? See, now that I've reprogrammed my brain, I don't even know how I would do this as a subquery. Like because this result, let me show you. Let's bring this up here. No, there we go. Let's see if everyone can see this. All right. Whoa, the coloring is, what in the world? Because this is a different color shirt with different color. I have noticed that when I set the hue on this, I did not. That's also the importance. Whatever you're testing or building, have it be the realistic, whatever it's going to be. But all right. Now that, let's see, let's get in here. I think about this and I was like, how would I even do this as a subquery? Because that's all I knew. And then I learned better ways to do things. Oh, that's good. That's good. Learned better ways to do this. And now I go, yeah, this is a subquery, or this is a CTE, and this is exactly how I'm going to do this. And it just becomes so clean. Because here's this, and this is already a very nice set thing. It's a base. I've already got everything grouped. And then I can take this, and if we look here then again, so I go deeper and get the country stuff with the base, because I do customer and country, and then I compress it one more for country, and then I come right back out and I use the base. So if I were to do this as, because it would be ugly, so I would have a subquery, then I would join. All right, I think I now know. All right, let's do this again. Select, let me put this here so everyone can see this. Let me show you the difference between these. All right, select. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. All right. So that's that. Then so it'd be one of these. So as right as base billing country. Oh, and then billing country as country. And then join, what did I call that, just so I can did I do that inside? I did. No way. Okay, country. All right. So join. As country on. Let's shorten this to B. There we go. As C on B country equals C country select star from okay, that's a limb with wind. All right. Any questions so far on what we're working on? All right. How much time are we on? We're an hour and 34. So now, okay. Don't know why this is doing it because it just worked. So now I need to I have customer ID. Yeah, we'll leave customer ID. Customer ID. B dot country. B. Oh, I should have been customer. Yeah, as customer. And then as country. We'll tweak this a little bit. As country. Customer. Customer. Then customer. total, then country total, then, sorry, lots of thunder coming through here. We can at least get this. Customer and country. Let's see if this worked. Doesn't like any of this. Oh. As customer total percent. Let's get this cleaned up. Yeah. Customer ID, customer total, percent total, country total. Yeah, I like that. All right, let's clean this up a little bit. As customer total, as country total, percent total. Let's try this again. Okay. So as you can see, so the way that you go about doing this is we have to make a subquery, because I thought we were going to need to do this twice. Okay. Oops. Nobody in my community likes SQL. That's funny. Column customer not found. Okay, that's literally it. Okay. All right. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Bring this over here. Bring that over there. Ooh. Really? There we go. What is going on today? Why is everything acting crazy? CTE in SQL. What in the world is CTE? Common Table Expression. So, all right, if you're new to SQL, you've probably heard of subquery. Well, there is a better way to handle it. It's more readable, and the most important thing is it's faster and it's reusable. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. All right, so in a couple of our last videos, what we've done is we've looked at an invoice and a customer in one of our last videos, we looked at our customer table, and we summed the total values to really begin to glean some data. So now, a perfect example of something that a business partner may want out of what a business partner may want to see is, let's see what the percentage of customer purchases in proportion to their country. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually approach this with a CTE. And the way that we did it is we write a query, we alias it. Then where CTEs are extremely powerful is literally as you go through, you can then reference that CTE further down the line. And one of the things that makes CTEs unbelievably useful is they're extremely readable. So in this small little amount of SQL, what we're able to do is write a very, very powerful and impactful statement that a business partner would be able to utilize so that they would understand what percentage the totals of a customer's purchase compared to the total of that country, and what percent is that customer of the total sales from that country. Let CTEs be your friend. Make sure you follow for more. All right. I think we're going to wrap up for today. I think that's it for now. Let's see where we are. Yeah. Let's come here, close that. Oh no. Did I have that on? I'll go back and look at that. Ugh. I have no idea what's going on with the lighting today. The only thing I can think of is this shirt. It's almost a little gray. So, all right. Let's go ahead and wrap for the day, and I will see everyone tomorrow. Thank you.